going live right now onto Facebook, and we are live on Zoom. So making sure it's up. Okay, I see live, I see live, I see live, and it looks like video. Oh, we are good to go. Hopefully all of our attendees are here. Welcome. I'm sorry about YouTube giving us a bad time. I apologize for that. We'll have to figure out what's going on with our YouTube, but we'll get there. So eventually we'll figure it out. So we're very, very sorry, but welcome everyone. It looks like we have 111 people here with us on top of our 30 panelists. Welcome to all of our panelists. Our panelists are all teachers and staff who are here to celebrate you tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get you started. For those of you who are attendees, you can absolutely raise your hands if you have some sort of question. You cannot talk, but you can chat and we will answer questions in your chat. Dr. Sell and Miss Sylvia will be paying attention to that. So I do see Matilda has her hand up. So if Dr. Sell or Sylvia can see if they can help out Matilda for that. Okay, are we ready to get started? Okay, here we go. I'm going to get started. It's such a pleasure to be here tonight, even virtually, to celebrate these outstanding Vikings. I am so blessed to be the principal of Walker Junior High and to witness these students learn and grow into beautiful young adults and stand out amongst their peers while achieving their unlimited you. These great accomplishments do not happen overnight. And for that, I would like to thank the families and the teachers who have supported our students. Junior high is one of the stepping stones that set the stage for the future. The students being honored tonight have definitely shown us that they can and will continue to achieve greatness. Being recognized at Walker is very significant because Walker is an amazing school. We are a California Distinguished School, a Gold Ribbon School, a PBIS school, a National Honor Roll School, an International Destination School, a recipient of the Civic Learning Award of Distinction, and we are a prestigious California Democracy School. Walker is known for academic excellence, offering the only Korean program in the district, the only junior high culinary arts pathway in the district, the only civics core program in the district, and dare I mention our exclusive pathway with Kennedy High School's Institute of Technology and Engineering, which begins with our STEAM Academy. Additionally, we have outstanding athletic programs, a fabulous visual and performing arts program, and lead the district in parent and community engagement. This year, our students and staff were challenged to overcome unprecedented obstacles. Every day, the Viking community inspires me, reminds me how blessed we are to be a family and to have each other to count on and depend on when times get tough. Even a pandemic didn't slow us down. No, our Vikings looked at the challenges they faced and said, not only will we overcome, but we will lead the way like Vikings. So to our 8th graders, I have a message for you. Keep moving forward. Keep opening new doors and doing new things because you are innovators and creators. Curiosity keeps leading you down new paths. Let nothing stand in your way. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. The Vikings here tonight are on the path to the impossible, and we want to honor you for your accomplishments. I could go on, but let me sum it up with the following. In a world where you can be anything, always be a Viking, because Vikings have been leading the way for 60 years. So without further ado, we're going to continue on. I want to let you know that we do have certificates for all of you. Those certificates will come in July when we can pass out promotion certificates. We will also pass out your certificates for these awards. We're sorry we can't be there in person to hand them to you today, but we'll roll with the punches and get them to you then. Just so you know, the comments are open, so you can virtually cheer on your classmates, friends, and family members. Please keep all comments appropriate and respectful. We want to honor our Vikings in the most spectacular way possible. So, Miss Asaya, we'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown. We're so excited for all of you who are here tonight. We miss you so much, and we wish that we could be doing this in person like we do each and every year. So the way tonight's going to work is we're going to start with department awards, and then we'll have our 4.0 awards, our Scholar Athlete awards, and then we'll end with our Viking of the Year award. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ms. Zalazo, who's going to be presenting our Advanced Band Awards.
Hi, good evening. I'm Ms. Zalazo, the band director. I have the pleasure of being the first presenter tonight, and it being my last time. I'm retiring after 34 years of teaching. I would like to honor Christine Raval and Lacan Maharis as Students of the Year for band. I have a lot of good musicians in band, but these two really stood out. They both were in advanced band, jazz band, the district honor band, and our first chair in their section, Christine for trombones and Lacan for tenor sax. They both stepped up to be soloists, Christine in advanced band and Lacan in jazz band. Both these students work hard and excel in band, but are also kind, thoughtful, and enthusiastic. I could count on them to be prepared on their music, lead their sections, and also to do whatever else I asked of them. They are leaders and set a good example for other students. I'm very proud to present them with these certificates tonight. Congratulations, Christine and Lacan. And next up, yes, is Art. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Mrs. Zalazo. I hope you can hear me. My name is Mr. E, and I'm presenting these awards on behalf of myself, as well as Mrs. Dressendorfer, the art teacher. For the first award, I just want to say it's a great pleasure that I present this award to not just a superstar, but a rock star, for Samuel Henry. Okay, Sam is an amazing student whose effort and attitude is unsurpassed. And he brings this big heart, and he has a serious work ethic that, I mean, it's an inspiration to us, to all of us. And he's brought that all year round. Okay, so Sam Henry, thank you, congratulations. The next award goes to Paige Lapidario. Okay, Paige, she is an incredible artist. Okay, she has such a strong personal style. Paige always brings a uniqueness that is present in all of her artwork. And her quiet humor, her dedication to her craft, and her kindness have made her a real pleasure to have in class. So again, congratulations to both of you. I'll miss you guys. It's been a real pleasure having you guys in my classroom. And to present the awards for ASB, please welcome Mr. Scanlon.
Thank you, Mr. E. Hello, everybody. I am recognizing tonight my ASB president and my ASB vice president. ASB president Rama Altwara, my ASB vice president Michaela Aguilar. I've been doing ASB at Walker Junior High for 26 years, and I've had a lot of great groups of kids, and this year's group of kids was exceptional. And these two were exceptionally exceptional because they were the leaders of the leaders. There wasn't a thing I would ask them to do that I would not fully trust them to get done with great pride. They challenged their fellow ASB members, and that's a hard thing to do for an 8th grade student, is to challenge fellow students. And they stepped up every single time without fail. And I have not recognized ASB kids in awards for many years, but I felt I absolutely had to, because Rama and Michaela, as a pair, as ASB president and ASB vice president, are without doubt, in my 26 years, the best pair that I ever had, and I'm really going to miss them. All right, thank you, girls. I hope to see you sometime next year. Up next is choir, Miss Eusebio.
Hello, it's good to see you this evening. I have two students, David Rios and Paloma Dowdle. David Rios is in my advanced choir class. He's spent many lunch breaks in my room, asking how to go over his part and what it was to make sure he could learn it so he could help others in his section. He's proven to be responsible, polite, kind, and a very hard worker. I'd like to also say that looking in Aries, I noticed he got A's in all of his classes. Great job, David. He's not only a performer, but a scholar. It's my joy to present him with this Certificate of Achievement for Advanced Choir. Paloma Dowdle is in both my choir and drama. She's what we like to refer to in the performing arts as a triple threat, which means she can sing, act, and dance. Not only is she very talented, she's very dependable and a true leader. Paloma is also a scholar and does well in all of her academic courses, as well as her performing classes. It's my joy to present to her the Certificate of Achievement for Advanced Choir and Advanced Drama. Next up is citizenship, and Mr. Cyphers will give the awards for that.
Thank you very much. I'm Mr. Cyphers, and tonight I'll be giving an award to a student that did a very good job all year, being a good role model for other students and taking the time to really listen, and made a lot of strides when it came to not only citizenship within the classroom, but outside of the classroom with a lot of other students within the classroom and all of Walker campus activities. So I would like to present this Certificate of Achievement for citizenship to Jarek Reyes. And next up is Core 8, which will be presented by Ms. Pinella and Mr. Zahn.
Thank you, Mr. Cyphers. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The first student that Mr. Zahn and I would like to acknowledge for her outstanding achievement in 8th grade core is Rupali Kara. Rupali has demonstrated exceptional perseverance, creativity, and character in all that she has done throughout the year. She is civic-minded and a critical thinker whose relentless pursuit of mastery is unparalleled. So congratulations, Rupali. It's been a pleasure having you this year for myself and Mr. Zahn. And Mr. Zahn will now present our second award for 8th grade core.
There we go. Our second award for 8th grade core goes to Yasmin Kandil. It's my privilege to honor her for outstanding participation in our Core 8 class this year. She's compassionate and fearless. She's always questioning authority, which is something that we're looking for in that civic-minded spirit that we love to see in those high achievers in our core class. So thank you, Yasmin, for a fantastic year. Up next is English. Back to Ms. Pinella.
So we're going to go ahead and have Mr. Fulmer present his awards.
All right. For English, does it go to the next one? My first award is for Alex Morgado. Alexander Morgado is the definition of a hard-working student. The thing that really stuck out to me was the effort that he put into his writing. It's one of the most challenging things that students do, learning to write well, and he would do it independently before asking for guidance and questions. He really put the effort forward to try it on his own, to make mistakes, and then he always followed up with corrections and listened to what critiques I gave him, and he made such great strides this year. So congratulations, Alex, you really earned it. I have a second award for Riley Mogchan, another fantastic writer, but this time creative. Her stories, the way her brain works, the places she goes in her writing were so impressive, and not just for an 8th grade student, for anyone. And I would always look forward to reading her writing, and I still do. And I hope she moves on and continues to write in high school and sends me some of her writing because she's so talented and deserving of this award. So congratulations to both of you. Next is Dr. Ward.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to present this award at Bomungsen with the intention of acknowledging what I've seen in your ability. You've exemplified initiative, discipline, continual. It's your personal standard of excellence in every assignment that you've submitted. I'd like to encourage you to continue on this rare but necessary skill. Moreover, your ability to express and communicate your voice in writing is excellent, and I hope that you'll seek to hone this craft as well. Thank you, Matthew, and thank you for your representation of our 8th grade English class and of Walker Junior High School. Next award. I'd like to present this award to you, Samuel. And as I do, I want you to know a teacher across a student whose excellence of thought and expression is very impressive, yet the student is not aware. Samuel, you are an intelligent, sensitive, and innovative student with exceptional skills as a creator. Please remember our building on the skill sets that you have. I want you to know, Samuel, that for your excellence in writing, for your work to further the cause of doing the right thing, as was evidenced in your volunteering to stand up for the cause of efforts, and for you to keep moving forward even when the going gets rough. I applaud and thank you as you represent our 8th grade and of Walker. Congratulations to both of you. To keep moving forward even when the going gets rough. I applaud and thank you as you represent our 8th grade and of Walker. Congratulations to both of you. Keep moving forward even when the going gets rough. I applaud and thank you as you represent our 8th grade and of Walker. Congratulations to both of you. Keep moving forward even when the going gets rough.
I think we're having some delay in some voices, so we're going to go ahead and move on now to Miss Panella.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sasai. For 8th grade honors English, I would like to recognize Christina Orozco for her exemplary work throughout the year. Christina is an intelligent and thoughtful writer with exceptional critical thinking skills. It has been a pleasure to know her this year and to read her work this year. So well done, Christina, and thank you. Up next will be Mr. Palczewski.
Thank you, Ms. Panella. I have the pleasure of presenting an award to Tree Hyun, who I share with Mrs. Alvante. Mrs. Alvante wants you to know that she's proud of how much you've grown in skills and confidence in these last 2 years. You are a true scholar who is on the path of success to a rewarding future. And I now would like to recognize Mr. Latham for science.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Palczewski. I'm Mr. Latham, and it is my pleasure to introduce the honorees for my fellow teachers. Mrs. Rivera would like to recognize David Rios and Yasmin Singh for integrated science. And for honor science, she would like to recognize Joyce Choi and Orlando Martolano. Ms. Schultz would like to honor Logan Hewlett and Haley Singh Bandit. Thank you. Now, next we go on to math.
There was one more. It was Emmeline Ho from Dr. Blackshear for Science Honors 8. So we want to make sure that we also recognize Emmeline for her work with Dr. Blackshear. And next we will move on to math with Mr. Takahara.
Thank you, Ms. Sasai and Mr. Latham. For my students, first I selected Kira Callanan. Kira was a leader in a class full of leaders. Each day, Kira demonstrated excellence in math by completing her work. She went above and beyond in participating in all the lessons. She would always, of course, offer to help other students. Kira definitely has a bright future ahead, and I'm excited to see how she does in high school. I also selected for my second student, Gangsan Brian Lee, for his amazing ability in math. In our class, he was really admired for checking, and completing his Mathia workspaces way back in January before this all began. So again, Brian, thank you for being a wonderful example of an outstanding student. Thank you for all your help in our classes. So, and again, thank you to both of my students. Next up is Mr. Hu.
Cool. So the first person I'd like to award the certificate for is Elijah. And Elijah is one of my high-performing students in my class. He demonstrates great participation during my math lessons and procedural fluency, as well as conceptual understanding that he can use to assist his classmates. So when he completes his work, he really takes his time to truly understand the material and isn't afraid to ask for help or use other tools to his advantage, making him a very, very efficient student. So I really attributed the quote, "Work smarter, not harder," with him. The next student I'd like to award is Leilani Pearson. Leilani is another one of my high-performing students. She's really on top of her work, and really transitioning to online learning hasn't stopped her from completing every assignment and even sending me a morning email to remind me to post the discussion question for the week. So she doesn't shy away from asking any questions and is really keen to help both in person and online. So she's a very proactive characteristic that makes her a really great student to have in any class, and one that will really lead to a bright future. The next person is, well, we're going back to Mr. Takahara.
Yes, and I'll be introducing Ms. Kerr's 8th grade math students. She would like to honor Christine Raval as her first outstanding student. Her second student that she would like to congratulate is Ryan Tomooka. So thank you to both students for being outstanding in Ms. Kerr's 8th grade honors math class. And next up will be Mrs. Duras.
Hi, everyone. I'm so grateful to get to recognize these two young ladies, Eunice Pack and Emily Escamilla. They're both such hardworking students. I was so grateful to have them in my class. They were the kind of girls that were always willing to help other students around them. They asked fantastic questions, and they loved learning. So it was a pleasure, ladies, to have both of you in my class, and I miss you so much, and I just really hope all the best for you in high school. Thanks, ladies.
Okay, and next, thank you, Ms. Duras. Next, we have multimedia production with Mrs. Anderson.
Hi, everyone. I want to recognize these two talented young men this year for being the hardworking, helpful, respectful, committed students that they are. I had them both for 2 years, and their projects were amazing, and I can't wait to see the amazing things they're going to do. And they are Daniel Martinez and Tree Hoon. Thanks, guys. That was a great year. Oh, and next up is Soper for physical education.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to honor 4 PE students, all 8th graders, with myself and Coach Peckham. All 4 of these 8th grade students went over and beyond the call of duty in PE. Not only did they do everything with a smile on their face, complete all of their work, but they also displayed great sportsmanship and hustle and great attitudes. My 2 students are Samuel Henry and Kelly Heidke, otherwise known as Kelly T. Coach Peckham's 2 students that she would like to recognize are Eunice Pack and Jamie Ether Bidet. Thank you and congratulations, guys. And next up is world languages.
Okay, I would like to welcome Miss Grace Lee, who will be presenting the awards for Korean.
안녕하세요. It is my privilege to teach Korean language here at Amazing Walker Junior High School. Today, I have two excellent awardees. First student is Aaron Tamaya. The Outstanding Korean Language Award is being presented for academic excellence, enthusiasm in the classroom, and dedication to learning and loving Korean language and culture. Aaron is consistently took Korean tutoring once a week. Always he's asking, oh, this week, this Wednesday, do we have tutoring? Always, every single week. He has big passion to learn Korean language and culture. So please congratulate Aaron Tamaya. And the second award is for Jarissa Magalano. She showed her consistent and exemplary academic performance for the entire year. She also brings a very positive attitude to our class and always volunteers all the Korean events. So she is very helpful and volunteering all the events. I really appreciate her help. Let's congratulate Jarissa Magalano. And please welcome Mr. Peterson for Spanish Award.
Good evening, everybody. This year, Ms. Andrade and I would like to recognize the following extraordinary students who excelled in the early stages of their Spanish language acquisition journeys. Ms. Andrade would like to recognize the following students. Aubrey Villafuerte receives the Spanish 1 Award, and Amy Olan Ruiz receives the Spanish for Spanish Speakers 2 Award. Amy and Aubrey perform excellent work and go above and beyond on all their Spanish projects. They demonstrate leadership inside and outside the classroom. Respect and kindness are some of their highest qualities. Congratulations, Amy and Aubrey. Muy buen trabajo. And myself, I would like to recognize the following students: Krish Patel and Madison Fontanilla. First of all, Madison, I am so thankful I got to have you as a student this year in my 4th period Spanish class. You were always so respectful, kind, helpful to your peers, and super hardworking. Although you are very social, which I admire, you also knew how to stay focused in class, which was a great example to your friends. I wish I had more students like you. I will definitely miss having you in class, and I'm sad we didn't get to finish out this year in a normal fashion, but we march onward. Please come back and visit, and I wish you the very best in your future. Krish, you were an all-around all-star student this year. You are hardworking, respectful, and funny. You will always be remembered as the king of the La Persona Especial project. I have never had a student who was asked as many times as you were by their peers to assist them in their project. The fact that this many students in the class like you and trust you that much demonstrates the strength of your character. This ability to make quick and strong connections will serve you very well in your future. I wish you as well all the best next year in high school and beyond, and please come back and say hi as well. And that is it for our awards. And to present the awards for speech and communication up next, please welcome Ms. Gore.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to present 2 awards for excellence in speech communications, and they are for Ikra Ahmad and Jasmeet Kaur. I'm so grateful to have known both of these ladies for the last 2 years, and they always strive to go above and beyond what is expected and always meet each endeavor in our class and outside of our class with enthusiasm and dedication. I cannot speak highly enough of both of them. They volunteered their time to participate in our district soapbox showcase, as well as in our Mikva Soapbox Challenge competition, which is a nationwide competition. So proud of them, and I really appreciate them. They are not only outstanding speakers, but also excellent speechwriters, which is really critical in order to be effective in speech communications. I can always count on these 2 to bring their very best to class, and I just cannot speak highly enough once again of them. So thank you so much, ladies. It has been such a pleasure being your teacher. I'm really going to miss you next year so much. And next up, we have Mrs. Hutchings with Study Skills.
Thank you, Ms. Gore. Thank you to everyone for being here tonight. We've got a packed house, virtually speaking. I want to recognize Emily Escamilla and Roberto Gonzalez for demonstrating an unwavering dedication to their educations. Their determined natures make them a pleasure to work with. I have no doubt that they will continue to go on to great things. I have missed them terribly over the last few months. Thank you to Emily and Roberto. It has been an absolute pleasure. Up next, Mr. Wynn.
Mr. Wynn, are you able to speak, Mr. Wynn? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and we will present the awards for study skills for Mr. Wynn's classes. And then if we're able to get a hold of him, maybe he's having some technical difficulties, we'll go ahead and go back to him. But I would like to recognize on behalf of Mr. Wynn, Hunter Villegas for study skills, and Megan Glitch. So again, Mr. Wynn would like to recognize both Megan and Hunter. And if we're able to, are you here, Mr. Wynn? Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and let you present your awards.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The first award is for Megan Glitch and Hunter Villegas. Hunter Villegas, thank you so much for always helping out in study skills. Every day we review our classes and our class, and Hunter's the first one to always say, no, we did this, talked about this, and we have to do this is due tomorrow. So thank you, Hunter, for doing that. I've had Hunter for 2 years, and he's been amazing doing that for 2 years. Megan, thank you for being amazing since day one. Megan has been there, coming every day with a smile on my face, on the hello. And you know what? Every day I needed that. So Megan, thank you for being an amazing student. And apologies for being late, like computer issues on the computer. So thank you so much. Next up is Miss Armijo. Huzzah!
On behalf of Miss Armijo, we have Mr. Zahn, who's going to be presenting. Welcome, Mr. Zahn.
Good evening again. Ms. Armijo would like to thank Muriel Lacade for being an invaluable teacher's assistant this year. And she really wanted to emphasize that just Muriel's kindness and what a wonderful all-around person she was, and to thank her for all of her help. Mr. Armijo has a second TA who I believe someone
Mr. Palczewski is going to be introducing Miss Armijo's second awardee for TA.
Thank you, Mr. Zahn, Mrs. Sai. I share Heaven Kim with Miss Armijo as a student. Miss Armijo wanted to recognize Heaven for her dedication and hard work, her ability to go above and beyond to complete tasks independently and troubleshoot and come up with ways to solve the tasks she was given, and knowing when to ask for help when needed. She was always there and getting things done for Miss Armijo, and I can also verify that she also did that for me. So I'd now like to recognize Dr. Blackshear.
Speaking on behalf of Dr. Blackshear is Mr. Latham.
Yes, and it is my pleasure to do so. To Dr. Blackshear's TAs, Addison Collum, Brandon Roth, Christina Orozco, Igra Ahmad, Maxwell Stein, Olivia Tedla, and Riley Davidson. From Dr. Blackshear, you were terrific. I'm going to miss you all terribly, and it's going to be a lot of work trying to replace you guys. Good luck next year and beyond. And now Mr. Palczewski, I believe. TV and studio production.
Yes, I had the pleasure of starting a new class, the TV studio class. It was an amazing group of kids that presented a challenge to try to decide which one to pick. But I believe that Cassandra raised above the other students. Cassandra Mendoza was one who would stay after and make sure things got done. She led in each of the different areas, from director to producer to anchor to camera, to teleprompter, going out and getting her stories covered, then getting them into the TV productions. And she and the rest of her group led some innovations, coming up with the first creative intros and outros. They even named those parts of the show. So I would really like to thank Cassandra Mendoza for all her hard work and dedication this year. And now I would like to recognize Mr. Freeman, I believe.
Correct. Welcome, Mr.
Yes.
Freeman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Palchester. Good evening. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. It sounds like we all went to the Chick-fil-A, because everything's our pleasure here tonight to honor students. I do want to say something that I'm sure has occurred to everybody. This presentation you're seeing tonight didn't occur by any accident. Jennifer Sasai, our assistant principal, put all this together by hand, and it's a pretty awesome project from a lot of work. I also want to shout out to Mrs. Brown. She has jumped into action in ways that I think are impressive, making sure that kids can pick up things, that food is obtained by people, providing emotional support. And for me, she's been a techno support along with a couple other teachers. So I just thought you all should know that. And our other assistant principal, Dr. Sell, is going to be our go-to guy for safety, regardless of how things turn out next year. And so we're all going to be ready for whatever happens one way or another. When deciding whom to honor as a student of the year, I thought about the 5 C's: collaboration, creativity, communication, critical thinking, and character. And I embraced all of that all year and nominated a lot of students for that. But I focused this time, I was coming into this final quarter on kindness, which is an extension coming out of character. And then as this COVID thing arrived, kindness seemed to me to be the perfect criterion for choosing students. So my 2 students show extreme kindness to me and others each day. They make a point of saying hello and goodbye to me, and they even each say thank you. These expressions are for real, they're genuine, they're sincere, and that's what makes it so touching to me, the realness of their kindness. Yeah, they get A's, they do great, they're awesome students, all of that. Please help me congratulate Taylor Snyder and Andrew Leach for being among the nicest people on campus and easily among the nicest students I've had in over 20 years of teaching junior high school. Taylor and Andrew, I have told you, I'm assuming you're out there, by the way, I've told you more than several times how much your greetings have meant to me, and now you know I mean it. I thank you both very much. It is the hope of me and Mrs. Freeman that you all out there stay safe and healthy. Thank you for patience while I was going on and on. Have a good evening, and next up is Dr. Zahn.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. It's my honor to recognize Timothy Cromer for 8th grade U.S. history. All year long, he not only achieved at a high level, but he was in 7th period, the last period of the day, and he'd stay after school every single day and help clean up the classroom and stack all the chairs. And I never asked him to. This was months and months that he would just stick around. He's just such a helpful and bright young man. And then during distance learning, he really excelled. He created some of the most outstanding projects of anybody in all the classes. So thank you, Timothy, for a great year while we were there and a great last quarter while we were distance learning. Up next for U.S. history, I believe, is Mr. Fulmer.
Hello. All right, I'm back. I think we've seen this student's name twice already, so we already know he's well deserving. My history award goes to Samuel Henry. Sam is such a consummate student, works hard, participates, cares about his education, cares about his classmates. I really relied on Sam a lot, especially in history. He has such great knowledge and retention of information from the beginning of the school year all the way up until, well, the end. He participated fully in our distance learning. And I could always rely on Sam. If the conversation, if the kids weren't getting into it, and if they weren't participating at the level I wanted, If they were afraid to answer or afraid to read, I could always call on Sam, and he'd always read. He would always at least give an answer and get the conversation started. And I appreciate it. And he's such a fantastic student. He's going to do great things in high school. My whole 8th grade class was such a great class. And as I hear the other teachers speaking about their students and many who I know, I think this whole Walker 8th grade class was exceptional. So thank you. I think we're going back to Mr. Palczewski.
Mr. Palczewski, are you there?
I'm sorry. I would like the award for United States history to Thomas Elder. Not only did he achieve academically, but he was always there trying new things, whether it was in the American Revolutionary War project or writing in journals, participating in class discussions. And when things went to distance learning, he continued that process, always being willing to try whatever the new thing I was putting out, and then sending me questions and working with me to that. So I think he's going to be very well prepared as he enters into high school and beyond. So thank you, Thomas, for an outstanding year. And it is my pleasure to once again introduce Mr. Latham.
Thank you. It is my pleasure, on behalf of my portion of STEAM, to honor 2 students, Sophia Blackburn and Gavin Hoganson. They were kind, they were creative, they were tireless, they were prized partners for other groups, and they were both delightful to have in class. Thank you both, and wish you the best of luck moving forward. Now, Mr. Gupton.
Thank you, Mr. Latham. As I listened to everybody talk, I was reflecting on how difficult it was to pick somebody for 8th grade STEAM, and it's evidenced by all the amazing kids I'm seeing honored by my fellow teachers tonight, because I keep seeing a lot of the kids that I was thinking about in 8th grade STEAM. It's very hard to choose just a few. The 2 that I did choose, I chose for traits that I think are shared by many of the kids we've talked about tonight: tenacity, grit, initiative, fortitude. These kids are creative and analytical, and they repeatedly found brilliant solutions to very complex problems. The 2 that I chose to honor, I had in both 7th and 8th grade, and they each caught my attention for different reasons. Michelle Garcia is the first person that I wanted to honor tonight. She's a great coder, a really good electrical engineer, and those are both very important skills to us in STEAM, but I think they're going to serve her well moving forward in her future. But not only is she good at programming and a great problem solver, but she understands these things well enough to be somebody who can routinely help other people. It was funny because many times her fellow classmates would look to Michelle before asking me for help, which I thought was awesome. It makes me really proud of her. I think Michelle will probably rest easy now that the year is over and there's no more days that I might possibly be out for meetings, because she somehow ended up being the unofficial substitute teacher when I was gone, because she would step up and help people. So Michelle, congratulations. It's been fantastic having you these last 2 years. The next person I wanted to honor is Caleb Keeble. Caleb also was in 7th and 8th grade STEAM, and he did a great job in both of those classes. He took really quickly to building robots, and it was almost humorous to me, because he was very patient with me as a teacher. He would endure listening to me teach long enough to the point where he would just go ahead and go off and make whatever it was that I was trying to teach people to make. He would figure it out very quickly, and oftentimes build whatever I was asking for to spec and even further beyond. It was really cool to see what he would come up with. He also did a really great job with his fellow classmates during the Orange County Maker Challenge. And it reminded me somewhat of Radar O'Reilly and MASH, for any of you who are familiar with that. Oftentimes when I'd ask Caleb and his team about something, they would produce it as I was asking. It was really impressive. I've been just privileged to have him and Michelle in class. Caleb's calm and positive nature was also just really great to be around. I'm looking forward to seeing what these two are going to do moving forward in high school, college, and beyond. Thank you both, and congratulations. And now I'd like to welcome back my esteemed colleague, Mrs. Anderson, to talk about her yearbook awardees.
Hi, everyone. It's my honor to honor these ladies for yearbook this year. This is my first year doing yearbook, and there were 40 kids in there, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I felt like I was herding cats the whole time, and these three ladies made it happen. And they were so amazing in design, for taking pictures, getting things done, and the proofreading. Oh my, the proofreading was crazy. So I am thrilled to say that they completed the yearbook on time, March 13th, right before we shut down. So we will all be enjoying their amazing work come July when they're distributed. And without further ado, I want to honor these three amazing ladies, Jasmine DeVera, and Cassandra Mendoza, who's also a filmmaker, and Kelly Powers, who deserves a 4.0 more than anyone I know. She'll know what I'm saying. So I love you girls. I'm gonna miss you, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Wait to see their work in the yearbook. Next up is the 4.0 winners, and there are 3 semesters.
Thank you so much, Miss Anderson. I'd like to take a moment to let's just congratulate all of the student award winners. Those were all of our teacher awards, and it was just so beautiful to hear all the wonderful things, and it just really shows how much we truly miss all of you and wish that we could all be together in person. So let's just take a moment to just congratulate all the teacher award winners before we move on to our 4.0 students. So these, yay! So next we have our 4.0 students. These are 8th graders who earned a 4.0. That's straight A's for 3 straight semesters. So that is a difficult feat to undertake. So I would like to turn it over next to our counselors, Mrs. Nguyen and Mr. Schwartz, who will be sharing with us those students who earned a 4.0 for 3 semesters. Mrs. Nguyen's up first.
Good evening, everyone. I am lucky enough to get to present the 4.0 winners for students with the last names A through K. So let's get started with Darshana Adhikari, Ikra Ahmad, Rama Altawara, Sophia Arias, Emily Batalon, Sophia Blackburn, Kiara Callanan, Joyce Choi, Caitlin Ray Cooley, Jasmine DeVera, Thomas Edler, William Edwards, Sophia Escano, Abigail Simpson Fan, Madison Fontanilla, Lexis Galvez, Michelle Garcia, Grayson Greppo, Jordan Guerrero, Kylie Hugh, Sean Jankovic, Rupali Kahira. Congratulations to all the students with last names A through K. And Mr. Schwartz will now present students with the last names L through Z.
Thank you, Mrs. Nguyen. Continuing on with that list is Muriel Lacad, Paige Lapidario, Juan Lee, Gangson Lee,
What's wrong with him?
Jacqueline Lee, Jerissa Maglanak,
I'm inside.
Capono Mao, Orlando Clarence Martillano, Christian McDonald, Allison Wynn, Christina Orozco, Arnav Patel, Kira Patel, Jasmine Pham, Yasmin Candil, Christine Raval, Diego Rodriguez, Julianne Rosas, Kiara Shanil Sikat, David Stamper, Maxwell Stein, Carlton Tang, Ryan Tomuka, Logan Hewlett, Aubrey Villafuerte, Jacob Wirt, Brianna Wangsufakan, Kira Wu, Claire Yu, and Ziara Melanie Zita. And our next presenter will be for Scholar Athlete, and that is Mrs. Almazan.
Thank you, Mr. Swartz. Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing the Scholar Athletes for this year. This award, each quarter, the coaches nominate an athlete on their team. And then at the end of the year, I tally the names, make sure they meet the GPA requirement, and send the ballot out to coaches, and then the coaches vote on this award. So I'm very proud to present these awards. Our 7th grade female Scholar Athlete of the Year with a 3.85, our 7th grade male Scholar Athlete of the Year with a 4.0 GPA, played football and basketball, happens to be my son. Congratulations, Devin Almazan. Our 7th grade female Athlete of the Year with a 3.85 GPA, participated in volleyball, tennis, and basketball, Marissa Tran. Congratulations. Our 8th grade female Scholar Athlete of the Year, 3.7 GPA, played soccer, ran cross country, Kira Callanan. And our last award is for our 8th grade male Scholar Athlete, 3.71 GPA, played soccer and ran cross country, Joshua Garcia. These individuals are athletes on the field and scholars in the classroom. They worked hard to receive these awards, and I wish them the best of luck next year. Up next to present Viking of the Year, Dr. Sell and Ms. Sasai.
So much, Ms. Almazan. Again, congratulations to all of our awardees so far. We have a final award. It is for our Viking of the Year. Each year, we honor an 8th grade boy and an 8th grade girl. So as we conclude this evening, we would like to present this Viking of the Year to the top 8th grade boy and girl. These students were nominated for and voted on by staff as students who epitomize what it means to be an exemplary Viking, which entails excellent academics combined with involvement on campus and an overall positive attitude. So I'd like to invite Dr. Sell now to present our male Viking of the Year award, and then I will present the female one. So Dr. Sell.
It is my pleasure to be here tonight and to be able to recognize a very deserving student, Ryan Tomuka, as our male Viking of the Year for the 2019-2020 school year. Congratulations, Ryan. And Ms. Sasai?
Thank you. And I would now like to introduce our female Viking of the Year. This is a student who I know very well. She's a member of Kindness Club and has been very active for the last 2 years in so many activities. And I would like to present the Female Viking of the Year award to Michaela Aguilar. Congratulations to both Ryan and Michaela for being our Viking of the Year. Yay. So that concludes tonight's awards ceremony via Zoom. This is the first one we've ever done virtually, so I appreciate that all of you tuned in tonight. Again, all awardees, you will receive a paper certificate that we will be printing in July. We will have more information when you can pick up those certificates again in July. So again, congratulations to all the student awardees. We are so proud of you. We miss you so much, and we hope that you are safe and healthy, and everyone take care. So good night, everyone, and thank you again. Congratulations to all the award winners. Take care.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Congratulations, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Congratulations.
Congrats, you guys.
Good night.
Congrats.
Nice
Have a great
job,
summer.
Jennifer.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. We'll miss you. We miss you.
Congratulations. Love you all. Miss you all. See you soon.
Hi, guys. Take care.
Congrats, everyone. Have a good summer.
Everyone.
Congratulations.
Good luck in high school.
Bye.